Hi, good evening. Welcome to my brief. My name is Sergeant Scurry. A little bit about myself. I was born and raised in Augusta, Georgia. I'm married and have two beautiful daughters. My first duty station was at Fort Bliss in El Paso, Texas, where I served under 3rd Brigade with 167 Armored Regiment. I was deployed to South Korea. After returning from South Korea, I decided to re-enlist to come to Fort Benning, where I currently serve with A Troop 116 Cavalry Regiment. I wanted to come to Fort Benning because I wanted to further my college education. The overall classification for this brief is unclassified. The purpose of this brief is to educate you on military and professional bearing. Conditions. We're in a classroom environment. In case of any emergencies, we will use the rear and the front exit. For my people using the rear exit, we'll meet in the front for accountability formation. Today's agenda. What is military and professional bearing? Examples of military and professional bearing. How military and professional bearing is used in different ways. Why is military and professional bearing important to the Army? Conclusion and questions. If you have any questions, please save them for the end of the brief, and I will answer all the questions. Task. If you need to, you can take notes. Please silence your phone during the briefs. And please, no sidebar conversations. Purpose. What is military and professional bearing? Why is it important? How military and professional bearing is used in different ways. Military bearing is conducting oneself in a professional manner to bring credit upon oneself and the Army at all times. It is the ability to project a commanding presence and confidence, upholding standards and doing the hard right over the easy wrong in both good and bad situations, on and off duty. Professional bearing. You must have bearing and discipline in the workplace as it relates to the completion of tasks and assignments. It is important to have military bearing in the workplace and professional bearing in the workplace. It allows you to work more frequently and it allows you to work professionally in a professional manner to complete all tasks and assignments that are assigned by the commander. Maintain professional bearing as it relates to peers and female co-workers to not offend anyone. This is saying have professional bearing in the workplace as it relates to peers. So don't say anything bad about your peers or say anything bad if you have any female co-workers to offend them. Because if you do offend them, you may be reported as a short complaint, which will recommend you for UCMJ action. And you want to be unprofessional with your peers because you work closely with them every day. Examples of military and professional bearing. Presence. For example, through presence, leaders show what they stand for and how they expect others to carry themselves. Proper military appearance. Proper military appearance means males and females should come in a clean, serviceable uniform and serviceable boots. Males' fingernails should not extend beyond fingertips. And for females, it is not to exceed 1/4 of an inch as measured from the tip of the finger. Males must have neatly clean haircuts and shave. Females must have natural hair color, including their nails must be natural color. Their hair must be put in a bun. Appropriate civilian attire. All clothing should be clean, well maintained, and properly fitted, and should be worn to present an orderly appearance. Professionally correct behavior. It's important to have professionally correct behavior because you will always want to do stuff in a professional manner involving military, on and off duty. Keeping appearance standards with AR 670-1. As the previous slide stated, males are to have a clean haircut, females are to have their hair in a bun. They're both required to have clean, serviceable uniforms and serviceable boots. And their nails need to be trimmed and cleaned neatly. How a person conducts themselves professionally into the military standards. This means everyone who's in the military needs to conduct themselves so as they look professional and they're abiding by the military standards, which set the professional tone. Being respectful on and off duty. You always want to be respectful on and off duty because everyone looks at you because of your first impression you give. You always want to be respectful. You don't want to disrespect nobody because it can come back to bite you in the behind in the long run. Uses of military bearing. The upkeeping and maintaining of military presence allows for a leader to stay calm under duress and to keep a level head in stressful decision-making process. This is saying that a leader should have a good military presence throughout whatever situation he gets put through, because his soldiers are always watching and he sets the example. The standard starts with the leader. Maintaining a good presence also allows for subordinates to remain calm when put in stressful situations. This is saying leaders should have a good presence that allows them to remain calm in bad situations. So soldiers look up to leaders as good examples. So it's always good to have and maintain good presence in military bearing. Maintaining military bearing is important, even though sometimes is not easy. It shows soldiers that their leader has a strong sense of presence. I know sometimes in your careers, you're going to come across a situation that is not going to always be easy for you, showing that you have tremendous military bearing. Your soldier is going to look up to you if you act in a way that shows you're unprofessional. But if you show you're professional and you handle things in a professional manner, that soldier will say, I want to be like that leader one day. Uses of professional bearing. Professional bearing establishes set expectations and reduces leaders and soldiers and be goody. This means you always want to do things in a professional manner because it sets the standard for how the soldier should do things. And it also reduces the confusion between the leader and the soldier. Professionally correct behavior allows leaders and soldiers to conduct themselves as professionals and do what is right at all times, regardless of the situation in which they find themselves. This is saying that you always want to do things in a professional manner because someone is always watching. And even if you get put in that situation to where you have to conduct yourself in a professional manner, you will know how to. And soldiers look up to leaders who know how to conduct themselves in a professional manner. That's why, as professionals, as leaders, it says lead by example. Having professional bearing in the workplace allows for a positive climate in the work environment. This means being professional at all costs. And this allows for a work environment to run smoothly. It also goes to say, as you won't have no drama or no negativity in the work environment. Everyone is getting along well, leaders, soldiers, your command team, like you all are functioning as one. Importance to the Army. Military and professional bearing sets the standard for organizational culture. This means military bearing and professional bearing is the standard that a unit sets. So as this unit sets the standard, it gets passed down from leader to soldier, and then it gets passed back up from soldier to leader, which is very important. Military and professional bearing empower soldiers to achieve that standard. This is saying military and professional bearing is empowering soldiers to achieve farther than what they want to achieve. By that being said, it makes leaders want to grow as leaders and soldiers want to grow as leaders as well. So it sets a good example for the Army and the whole organization as a whole to have good military and professional bearing, because it allows others to achieve more than what they want to accomplish. Summary. Military and professional bearing is not something that is learned in training. There are many references that soldiers can study. ADP 6-22, Chapter 3. And another great example is the Creed of Non-Commissioned Officers. In the first sentence, it states, "No one is more professional than I." Military and professional bearing is something learned over time by accepting and living by Army values, which are important. As leaders, we will always encompass a strong military and professional bearing and instill it into our soldiers today. It can be as easy as do as I do and not as I say. This concludes my brief. Do I have any questions? Okay. What did happen? Yeah. What was supposed to happen? Well, what was supposed to happen, I was supposed to educate you on military and professional bearing. Do I have any sustains? No. Do I have any improves? Okay.